Well, I am back out west on my first deer hunt of the year. It's very, very open country, but there is both whitetail and mule deer that live in this area. Haven't really seen a whole lot of deer yet this morning, glassed up a couple does, but really just trying to find a mature buck, hoping I can spot him bedded and make a move to get in for a shot. So more or less, I'm really just excited to be out here, get to spend this time in this amazing country, and maybe I will be blessed with an opportunity. So follow along and let's see. It's about 9 o'clock right now. Just heading off of the glassing hill. Saw 18 different deer this morning, and I didn't identify any shooters, but I did see what looked like a group of 4 bucks and one pretty decent one. They're a little over 2 miles away, so I'm gonna see if I can slip in, get a closer look at them, and go from there. So I watched that spike buck go up over the rise. I did a loop around and slowly crept up over that hill. Ended up being like less than 10 yards from that spike buck and a doe. They blew and spooked, and I was worried that they were gonna spook this other group of bucks. So I did a big loop around and got up on this rise, and sure enough, I saw the bucks. There was actually 5 of them. They were down on this flat down here. I watched them all bed right along the fence line to the 5th post from the corner. And I've got a perfect access and perfect wind to do this loop right around, go right up that fence line and sit and wait for him to stand up. There's 2 really nice ones in there. I'd be happy with either of them. There's 3 smaller ones, and that one of the smaller ones had walked off by itself. So that's helping me out. They're bedded in a decent spot, tough to get close, but with the wind on my side and me knowing exactly where they are with the fence, it's gonna work out. I have a really good feeling about it. So let's see what we can do. Within about 250 yards. I'm gonna have to crawl the rest of the way along this fence line to get into range. So I'm leaving the backpack and the big camera here, strapped on the GoPro, got one on my head, one on the bow. We've got good wind. Hopefully it keeps our noise down. I'm gonna try to get close, not too close, and hopefully that big buck stands up for a shot.
Well, unfortunately that didn't work out. I got to about 30 yards of them. I was only there for half an hour, probably not even. And those two little bucks, I don't know if they heard me or what happened, but they stood straight up, almost like they caught just a little whiff of scent, but I don't know how they would have done that because my wind was perfect right in my face. But they stood up, they saw me. The little bucks spooked, the big ones kind of stayed back and didn't know what was going on. They kind of did a loop around of a couple 100 yards. They ended up with the one bigger buck that didn't have the split G2 on the left. He jumped the fence and went back into the thick weeds. The other group of 5, I just watched them walk all the way across the pasture and up on the hills where they came from this morning. So I've got them pinned. I know where they're at. That one other shooter's in there. I think he's maybe a little bit nicer. He's got forks on each side and beautiful frame. This other one's a beast too though, but we're gonna go after them because I know where they're at. This other one, he's somewhere down here in the creek bottom, and if I don't get that big one in that group, then maybe I'll get on him tonight. So we're gonna circle around and get after him again. What I'm going to do is come right up this draw, right up the bottom. That biggest one is on the bottom right, so he's going to be the closest one for a shot. I'm just worried about the wind there. The grass isn't blowing very much on that side of the hill, so I'm going to have to be super quiet, and hopefully it's not swirling and going back up towards him. I'm going to get a little bit closer, kind of reassess the situation, hopefully slip in range for a shot.
There's really no way for me to inch any closer until that little buck up top moves down lower with those other 3. It's only 2 o'clock, so got all afternoon. I'm not going to rush it. There's a lot less wind up here, so they can hear a lot better, and it's not going to cover up my noise as good, so I need to be very, very, very careful. I'm just going to hold up right here. I'm just 100 yards from them. Wait until they shift around a bit. Move in when I get a better opportunity. I'm not convinced that where I'm at is the best spot to be. I really can't get any closer unless that little buck moves, so I'm gonna go back down this draw, do a loop around to the top of this hill over here, and it's going to allow me to see to this other side, so I can see some other spots that I could potentially sneak up on to get closer. That way when that big one does stand, I'll have a shot at him.
I thought I'd messed it up again. The wind must have swirled. They all stood up at the same time. And they walked their way out. I ranged them at 50. And that one was staring me down. There was no way that they were gonna sit back down and bed back down. So I just slowly drew back. They didn't flinch. That buck saw me and he slowly turned towards me as I shot. And it hit maybe a little high and maybe a touch back, but I think it caught the back of the lungs and it got both of them. He didn't go but 75 yards and died right on top of the hill. Oh my gosh. I am so blessed. This is amazing. I'm just always so thankful for a clean, ethical kill. I never ever want to wound animals, and as a bow hunter, it's gonna happen if you haven't done it already, but it is just so fulfilling knowing that you put that mature animal down in the most humane way possible. And he's down right there. That's where I first shot him. He went up this way. Oh yeah. Lots of blood here. Well, rage did the job. There he is. Right on top of the hill. Oh, that is awesome. What a great buck. Look at that, he's still got some velvet on him. Oh man, that is a beautiful buck. He's a dandy. Big old body on him. Holy smokes. Look at that. Look at that velvet stuck on there. That's so cool. What an amazing animal. Well, I can never thank God enough for this, because none of this would happen just by myself. This has been an amazing, amazing experience. I've killed a number of mule deer now with the bow, and it doesn't get any easier. It's still just as hard, but I appreciate it just as much. It's the challenge that makes it so rewarding and so fun. And I just love it, and I love sharing it with you guys. So, hope you enjoyed watching. We'll see you on the next one.